Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan, and it is now mock draft season to a whole nother level because now, as Tyler steals my fry, which I'll explain in a second, as now
I was trying to segue it into why you had that there.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that too.
Sure, it was.
But
that's it.
Yeah, maybe he's scared of me or something. Who knows?
20 piece.
I actually had McDonald's earlier today.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. They got fry baskets now, by the way. But anyway, besides the point, we are in mock draft season, and this is Jordan's mock draft video. So pretty soon, I'm just gonna hand it over to Jordan. He's gonna explain all 32 of his picks, go through them. We'll chime in occasionally, but for the vast majority of the video, the floor will be Jordan's. But before I officially hand it over to him, why I'm eating, I was at a baseball game, and then I had something after that, and I was supposed to get dinner in between, but the baseball game ran long. So then I was kind of stuck in an awkward spot. They won, yeah, so that's good. But, yeah, I was just kind of stuck in an awkward spot, so I didn't have time to get dinner after the baseball game. But now I am having...
we moved the mics away from him, so you can't hear
moved the mics away because so you don't hear me eating. And at 9:42 p.m., I am having dinner.
Go ahead.
It's 9:42, and it's the time you've all been waiting for, coming at you with my 2021 NFL mock draft. We start with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we'll just throw the Jets in too, because it's Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. I'm not even going to explain it to you. If you know anything about this draft, you know why I did that. Everyone has that, and if it doesn't happen, I think people might be losing money, and people might be going insane. Pick number 3. Here we go. This is where the draft starts, as Ryan always says, as he's enjoying his fries. At the moment, I think these guys actually know where I'm going with this one, since I talked about it in our latest video. If you haven't, of course, don't click off of this one, but go check it out soon. Forgot what we did, to be honest. Anyways, pick number 3, 49ers. They go Trey Lance, quarterback out of North Dakota State. With this one, we had... Oh, that's what our video was. We did a video talking about this pick right here, the 49ers. So, Ryan argued for Trey Lance. Tyler argued for Mac Jones, which I was completely against. I argued for Justin Fields. As you can see, I didn't go Justin Fields. And the reason for that is because I believe it. The 49ers are trading up to number 3. I think they're looking for the most potential. Now, Trey Lance in college didn't play very much. Played like a year in a game. He played well, though. Has the ability athletically and with his arm strength as well. So he's the guy who has the most upside, the highest ceiling in this draft, in my opinion. And I think if you're trading up to 3, you don't trade up to get somebody that doesn't have a high upside, like Mac Jones maybe, because he's more of a pocket passer. You trade up to get somebody that might completely revolutionize your franchise again, because they already had a great quarterback in the past. So Trey Lance at 3 to the 49ers was the final decision. At pick number 4, it is the Atlanta Falcons. And they can go a lot of different ways. But really, this boiled down to 2 things in my mind. It was either A, a trade, which I opted out of not doing because this player is so good. It is Kyle Pitts, tight end. I wrote on here, tight end / wide receiver, because I really think this guy is going to be... I think he can and maybe should be converted to a wide receiver in the NFL because he's that good. Also, his blocking is all right, but he's a smaller guy, and so I'd like to see him be converted to that wide receiver. Of course, the Falcons have a lot of good wide receivers already, so maybe they'll start another tight end position. I don't know, but this guy is a once-in-a-lifetime player. He's a generational talent, and at pick number 4, that is where Kyle Pitts goes.
From this point on, I think Ryan and I kind of assume this is where you go. So this is where it starts getting interesting for us.
Yeah, number 5, it's the Bengals. And so really, as with most people, it's between 2 people. It's between Jamar Chase and Penei Sewell, or if you want to throw Slater in there as your number 1 offensive lineman, you could do that as well. I did not, and I think I talked about this in the past before. I think if you really want to trust Joe Burrow, you go with Jamar Chase, but if you want to play smart and actually something that's really going to benefit your franchise and Joe Burrow, by the way, since this person would be blocking for them, then you go with Penei Sewell. I opted them going Penei Sewell. If they chose to go Jamar Chase, I think it'd be showing that you really trust your quarterback, which means Joe Burrow, he's really good, you should, but also the dude just got injured because the offensive line was kind of trash last year. So I pick Penei Sewell in this situation. I don't think that Joe Burrow will be demanding a trade if they didn't pick Jamar Chase. If
I like that logic.
Then, that's tough. Dolphins at pick number 6. This one, they could have done many things. They just got some wide receivers. And so I thought about this one for a little bit. I didn't know exactly what I wanted them to do because they are a pretty good team all around. And I think maybe they can go defense, even though they went there all last year. They can go another lineman if they really wanted to. But it just all boiled down. I was like, Maybe. I mean, I like some edge rushers and some linemen, but they might be too much of a reach here. They could go Slater, but I was like, I don't like that for my mock draft. So I went Jamar Chase, like most people would do, because he is a good. I mean, it's fine. We're right. Because he's a really good receiver. I liked him last year. Obviously, he opted out, but he has a lot of potential. And with that team, I think Tua needs just one more weapon to work with. I know they just got. Who they get? They got
Will Fuller.
Will Fuller, thank you. I could see his face. I just forgot his name. And so he is a good person to have. Also with Devontae Parker there and some other guys as well. I think it's going to be a good receiving core. And adding Jamar Chase would be beautiful for Tua Tagovailoa, who he played against in college. So that would be fun for them to actually play on a team. Mm-hmm. Of course, it'd also be fun to see him go with Joe Burrow, who he played with. But that's not in my mock draft.
Okay.
Number 7 is the Lions. This is another one I thought about for a while. I thought, because in this, you'll see soon, I do have trades in this, so I thought they might trade out of this spot. They can go a plethora of ways. They can go edge rusher. They can go linebacker Parsons. They can, I guess, get another corner if they want to. But with the Lions, they just lost 2 really good receivers in Kenny Galladay and Fuller. So
what?
Oh, not Fuller.
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones, thank you. I'm blanking. I'll hear about Fuller in a second.
Really didn't.
What?
You're talking about Will Fuller?
No, you'll see what I'm talking about in a second.
Okay.
But anyways, thank you for correcting me on that, Ryan. Marvin Jones Jr. I should know that because I do like him. I just blanked out, as I do a lot of the time. But after losing those 2 receivers, you can probably guess, after I've been talking about it for about a minute now, they're going to go another wide receiver, and they're going Devonta Smith out of Alabama. And that's just because I feel like with them, they could use someone who's really flashy like that. I feel like he is a mini Kyle Galladay, just in the way he'll go up and get balls like Kenny Galladay did, excuse me. And we'll see why I said Kyle, too. It's all coming in the future. But
Kyle Trask?
No, you'll see. Yeah, Kyle Trask is going to the Panthers at the next pick. No, but Kenny Galladay, he's a mini Kenny Galladay. And so I feel like the Panthers, with their new coaches, would like that kind of a flashy guy with high upside, but also a low ceiling as well. A low floor, I should say.
Well, I want to say something, but I'll say it at my mock draft as well. I'm seeing quarterback picks here. I don't know why the Lions would go quarterback if they just traded for Jared Goff. Doesn't make any sense to me, but who knows?
These next 2
it's
years,
the Lions.
Yeah, use these next 2 years to build around Jared Goff, get skill positions, and then have Jared Goff be the bridge to someone you draft in like 2023 or something.
Yeah. Absolutely. And with all the people they just lost, I feel like they might be picking at a higher pick than 7 next year.
Yeah.
So hopefully for the Lions, that's not the case, even though they're in the Bears division. But they've been struggling for a long time. But it's not looking up, I wouldn't say, for the Lions right now. Soon it could, but not right now. 8 is the Panthers. With the Panthers, this one is pretty simple based off of everything that went off the board here. This guy's a really good talent. And it's Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle out of Northwestern. And so I like what this guy can do. I like what he can bring to the team. And he could really be a help for Sam Darnold, when he was with the Jets. They also drafted a tackle to try to help him last year. But right now I feel like that's the move for them. Maybe they could go defense. But I think tackle would be the right move because Slater is a fantastic player. Someone that a lot of people might have mocked to the Bengals at 5. Or other teams higher than 8. At 9, Broncos. One of you is going to really like this pick. And now here is where I explained why I said Kyle and why I said Fuller, because the Broncos just got Kyle Fuller, right? And they also got, that's why I was thinking about this one, because I've been thinking about this one for a while, because I know someone was going to like it. I swear it wasn't just me being dumb, even though it probably was anyways. But they just got Kyle Fuller, and they also just got somebody else, another corner that I'm blanking on. I think it was Roby. And so they...
What?
Oh, no, they got someone.
Someone else.
They got someone else. But it might have been.
I'm pretty sure Roby's still on my team. That's
No,
sure.
no. It was someone else. Someone on the Eagles, I think. But they got 2 corners, and so a lot of people have had mock corners going here. And I almost did for a while, but I thought, well, they just got 2 of them, and yes, they still could use some depth at the corner position. But also, I feel like there's some other needs for them. Now, I'm not a quarterback.
Darby.
Ronald Darby, thank you.
I was just about to get there.
Thank you for that filler. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, but I just don't. I feel like they could use depth at the cornerback position, but there are other positions they could fill. I'm not a quarterback guy for the Broncos. I don't think they should give up on Drew Lock. And if you think I'm I'm saying that with like authority. You should just listen to Ryan talk about that with authority when his mock draft comes out a couple days from now. But with the Broncos, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? And there's a reason that I had the courage to do this. At number 9, Broncos select Kwity Paye, edge rusher out of Michigan.
That was my guess as soon as you kind of foreshadowed.
Yeah, me too.
Great pick.
Yeah, good pick. I think it's something they could use. They already have some decent edge rushers, but their second one, I forgot who it was. I think they could replace him. Plus, that defense is getting a bit older. I know they've got some guys in the secondary, but that line could use some help, and I think Kwity would be a fantastic helper on that line. Now with the Cowboys, the reason I was bold enough to put Kwity Paye this high is because in Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft, we had Kwity Paye going at 10 to the Cowboys. So I was like, okay, if DJ did it, then I could just go one higher with Kwity Paye. Plus, he's a good player. But with the Cowboys, after Kwity Paye is off the board, really the main thing you see with the Cowboys is either an edge rusher, which you don't see very often, or you mainly just see corner. And so I just went with the main thing with the corner position. I am selecting Patrick Surtain, the second cornerback out of Alabama. Now with Surtain, I feel like he's more of a press guy. So, but I mean, I'm not quite not ecstatic about him as a player, but I think he's just a really solid guy. I think he could work on some deeper zone coverages a bit more if they choose to run that with the Cowboys. But they need help on defense, and drafting Surtain is defense. And if you draft defense, then you're drafting correctly. Well, that's not true. You could draft defense and still draft incorrectly for the Cowboys. But if you're drafting a good defender, then you're drafting correctly if you are the Dallas Cowboys. At 11, trade alert. 2 quarterbacks still on the board. We got Mac Jones and Justin Fields still on the board. This pick 11 belongs to the Giants. There was a report, I actually changed this recently, but there was a report recently that the Giants might be looking to trade, and I think that would be fantastic.
Can we have 2 trades up?
Yes, I think you got it. But
I think it's the Patriots.
Tyler?
I guess the same thing, yeah.
Okay, I guess you'll see in just a second here. But with the Giants, at this pick, when I had them going here, a lot of people have been going wide receiver, maybe corner. I just thought, well, if you're the Giants, I feel like you could trade a few picks back. I don't feel like this is your year just yet. You can get some picks off of this, and I think it would really help out their franchise to trade down a bit, because at this spot, there's really nobody that just flashes they need to draft him here. And so the team trading up is not the Patriots, actually Washington that I'm trading up here. And I have them trading up here because they want to trade up in front of the Patriots so they can get their guy. And their guy at the quarterback position is Justin Fields out of Ohio State. I would like that fit there. I think it'd be great to have him learn under the beautiful, beautiful stuff they have going on over there with Fitzmagic and all that jazz going on with Washington. I like their team right now, by the way. Yeah. I think Justin Fields could really benefit from sitting out maybe a half a season, a full season, because this guy has experience like Tua had with the Dolphins when Fitzpatrick was there, and then he can step in after learning some stuff. Now, I think that Tua stepped in too soon, in my opinion. I think they should wait like a year on Justin Fields if they choose to go this way, because he could use some of that progression. But if they feel the need to put him in, then I guess they could. Anyways, that is my pick. Washington trades up and selects Justin Fields.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying this influences the pick, but last time they drafted an Ohio State quarterback, it didn't go very well for him. Just leave it at that.
I'd go Mac, but Jordan does not like Mac.
Well, you'll hear Mac in just a little bit. Eagles, next pick. And Eagles, I've said this a lot, but there's a lot of different ways they can go. I mean, they have a lot of spots they can fill on their team. Picking at 12 is kind of, higher up than you would think for the Eagles, just because I feel like their team is not solid right now. They just traded a lot of people, or they traded people away, and it's not a set in stone team, so they can go a lot of different ways.
Hey, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
No.
You didn't?
No, it's Nick Sirianni.
Apparently, Nick Sirianni is playing rock, paper, scissors with draft prospects in their meetings to gauge their competitiveness.
That's funny.
So, yeah, we'll see how that works.
Yeah. Interesting stuff there.
Bold prediction, that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's different. But, I mean, will it translate to anything meaningful? Time will tell.
Yes. But with the Eagles, I thought they were just a team that would take the chance, and this guy opted out last year. He's a great talent. Someone that a lot of people had predicted really high early, and then as time came, he's kind of fell down draft boards a bit. So I feel like the Eagles will be the team willing to go up and try to take him. It's Micah Parsons out of Penn State. I feel like he'd be a good fit with their team. They can try to use him and all of his abilities. Now, would it work? I don't know. We'll see. But I feel like the Eagles, just a feeling. You get that feeling, too, that the Eagles would be the team that would want to get Micah Parsons. It's just something about them that would make me think that. 13, it is the Chargers. And with the Chargers, there's kind of three.
This is going to take a while.
Yeah. We're checking the video.
There's three rationales here. You can either go lineman, you can go wide receiver to help out Herbert, or you can go cornerback because they do have a. Still on? Yeah. Good. Because they don't have the greatest cornerback room thus far. And so my process with going through this is I don't think they should go wide receiver. I mean, they could go Jalen Waddle, somebody else if they really like him, but I feel like this would be a bit too high. They could also go lineman, but Slater and Penei Sewell are both off the board, and I feel like getting someone wouldn't be a bad pick for sure, or it wouldn't be a horrible pick, but it could be a bit of a reach. So my thought was J.C. Horn, cornerback. Quarterback out of South Carolina.
I like it.
Yes, I like it too. That's why I mocked it.
I know.
And I think they could. Yes, thank you. I think they could really use it. I think that offensively, I like what Justin Herbert's bringing to that team. I think their defense is underrated, and adding a player like J.C. Horn to that secondary would really help out that team and could make them take a step up. I like the Chargers next season, as do these guys to my right as well. J.C. Horn at 13 to the Chargers. 14, it is the Vikings. Most people have an edge rusher mocked here. A lot of times it's Kwity Paye. I already have him gone, and so I have Jalen Phillips going here.
Nice.
To the Vikings.
You know your edge rusher so far.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Out of Miami.
He flipped him.
Silence.
No, well, to you he did.
So Jalen Phillips, I think that team, they could their defense. Looking at the Vikings, like you think their defense is good because it was so good a couple years ago.
The back end's okay.
When you think about the Vikings defense, you're like, oh, that's a good defense. I got them in fantasy a couple years ago. I don't know, when I think about the Vikings defense for like a split second, I'm like, oh yeah, they're good. But then when you look at how they've been playing, they haven't been that good, and their defensive line especially can use some help now. And so I think that Jalen Phillips would be a great help. 15, Patriots. Here he is. I'll just say it. Mac Jones, quarterback out of Alabama, getting themselves another Tom Brady-esque player with Mac Jones. As these guys know, and as you'll know now, I'm not crazy high on Mac Jones. I think his potential is Mac there. Jones. I think Tyler explains him, and so does Chris Sims, as kind of like a mechanic or like a robot, or what is it? Machine. And which makes sense with Mac Jones, but I'm not drafting Machine at 3, and I don't want to draft the Machine inside the top 10.
There was also a report today that someone was saying like he's like one of the smartest.
No, that sounds Patriots like.
That does sound Patriots like, and I don't doubt that. I think Mac Jones really loves football. I think he's a really smart. What?
I said we've seen some footage on his Instagram.
Oh yeah. I think he's a really smart quarterback. I think he knows the game. I think he might know the game better than any quarterback in this draft class. Yeah. And I still am not crazy high on him just because he has a lower floor. And so that's kind of why I don't hate him. I think he's a first-round player. Obviously, I'm going at 15, but that is my analysis on Mr. Mac Jones. Cardinals at 16. And we did a table mock draft, and with this player still here, it just makes so much sense that the Cardinals would go with this guy because it's such a Cardinals draft pick. Someone that a lot of people will think if he fell this far would be an absolute steal for the Cardinals. Now at this table, we're all not crazy high on this wide receiver.
I think I'm going to think it's a reach.
Waddle.
Yeah, there's two better receivers still.
Yeah. 17, it is the Raiders. With the Raiders, no doubt in my mind when this one came up to me, I feel like this is a Raiders pick and not like a reach pick. I just feel like it'd be a good fit with the Raiders. Also, either my first or second player in this draft class, I haven't decided yet because his name is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. My favorite guy, favorite name for sure. You hear about the next guy in a little bit.
That's a pretty good pick for the Raiders. You gotta find like a third-round player for them. That makes too much sense.
Yeah. But I feel like he'd be a good fit for their team. They've went secondary a lot recently, and I think they could use help with the linebacker, and I think Jeremiah would be a great way to go. Notre Dame defense was really good last year. Dolphins at 18. Tyler's going to hate me for this one, but I said I've been going to be doing it for a while, And I got to stick with it because I don't think they're getting this guy if they wait for the second round. And I think it's worth the reach up for him because I love Najee Harris. I think he's the best running back in this draft class. I love the way he plays football. He is a Derrick Henry hard hitter player, but he's also, I mean, when you watch him, you look at his body and you're like, this dude's just gonna run people over. But he's also really elusive. He's fast, and I love the game that Najee Harris plays. I wish the Bears could draft him, although I do like David Montgomery. I do think Najee is better than David Montgomery, especially because Montgomery went in like the third round. But still, I love Najee Harris, and I think right now, the more gaping hole for this Dolphins team is at the running back position. Everywhere else is pretty much filled, and so if you want to get the best one, you got 2 picks in this first round, so might as well get a reach and get your guy. Yeah. That's what I would do because
I have no problem with it if you want to reach and go out and get a running back, but it's just that it's a reach to me.
Yeah.
But I think Najee Harris is a player that deserves to go in the first round, but I don't know if running back
is a reach-worthy player.
Yeah, and
I agree.
Like, I think this is a reach. Like, I have a first-round grade on him, so I'm not opposed to taking him in the first round, but 18, that's still close to the middle of the first round. Right. Once you get kind of more down by Pittsburgh, then I'd be a lot more on board with it, but I get your point, but still a little high for me. If they can trade back, if you make this pick, I love it, but still don't hate it.
Yep. All right, at 19, it was originally Washington, but remember we had that trade with Washington traded up to get Justin Fields. So it's the Giants now. Excuse me. And with the Giants, I'm not a fan of them going wide receiver, and so that's kind of why I'm trading down because I could have got Waddle, but I don't know. I just thought it'd be best for them to trade down. That's hot.
Yeah.
It's the Blackhawks score.
Yeah.
It's nothing, actually. Just wanted to clarify that for you guys. But
it's sad. It probably needed to be clarified.
Yeah. Last year, Giants went offensive line to help project Daniel Jones. And I think they do it again because you could use some help. So they're going to go Christian Darrisaw out of offensive tackle. Reading offensive tackle on that sheet. Out of Virginia Tech. I think they could really use another offensive tackle to help protect and block for Saquon Barkley. All right, 20, my team, the Bears. And if we get this guy, I would be ecstatic because I'll just say it. I love Tucker. It's Elijah Vera Tucker here. I would love if the Bears got Tucker.
I actually really liked Elijah Vera Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Offensive guard out of USC.
Yeah, I haven't watched him yet, but I can actually watch him today.
No. Well, I did watch him today.
Oh, you did watch him today?
You did? Not for very long. But.
Yeah. I mean, I could also watch him, like, the day this comes out, so I'll find time.
You could watch him any time you wanted at night, really.
Or today. Sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta be a member, though. Anyways, so if the Bears were able to get Elijah Vera Tucker, it would be great for them. He is a guard who could be transferred out to tackle, so whatever the Bears really need, he could do. They need help at the offensive line position. I know they could go corner. Still some good guys on the board at the corner position. But with Elijah Vera Tucker still on the board, I feel like it's a no-brainer. They got to help out Andy Dalton or wherever the heck their quarterback is going to be. 21 is the Colts. And with the Colts, they are pretty much set. Now, if Elijah Vera Tucker wasn't just drafted here, which actually originally I had him still on the board, and I had the Colts taking him, I think that's who they should have taken. With this one, I know they already have a stacked offensive line, but they could have added some more things. They also could go defense if they wanted to, maybe add to that secondary. But with the Colts, something I really feel like they should add to, and they did it last year with Pittman, is wide receiver, and so I feel like they have to continue to add to that because with their new team that they're building, I feel like Carson Wentz needs another weapon there, even though they still retain T.Y. Hilton, but yet T.Y. Hilton's kind of old, so, I wouldn't trust him as your true wide receiver too. So have him drafting Rashad Bateman.
I like it in the mock, but I don't like it because I hope he doesn't go to the Colts because he's really good.
Yeah. I think that would be a huge help for that Colts team. 22, it's the Titans. And when I got to this pick, it was pretty simple for me. They filled that edge rusher position again. I guess they can already. I guess they can go with another one if they really wanted to. But the next thing to look at is cornerback. They just lost Desmond King, I believe.
Yep.
So they got to fill that. And I have him going Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. I feel like this is a spot he should fall. A lot of people had him going to the Broncos earlier, but then he wasn't able to go to his pro day. Had to have surgery, and they say he'll be fine for the season and for camp and all that stuff, but when this kind of stuff happens, and even with opt-outs and stuff, I feel like you just
lots of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. The NFL teams will choose to let you fall down the board a bit more, and so that's what I feel like will happen with Caleb Farley.
Titans also lost real quick Adoree Jackson and Malcolm Butler as well, so that void at the cornerback position glaring.
Yes. Deep breath. Jets at 23. I almost said who it was already, and you know what? I will just say who it is already. It's Greg Newsome, the second cornerback out of Northwestern. A lot of people have him mocked to the Bears, but with Tucker still there, I'd say
I like Tucker over Newsome. So I thought that was a good pick.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, Tucker is a really good person.
No, yes, it actually no.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, Greg Newsome. So Jets already picked, obviously, Zach Wilson, who's had a mock too earlier. But now is the part where you try to fill those other needs on your team. And with this one, getting Saleh as their head coach, I feel like they can go defense and try to get him someone that he likes. And he will hopefully like Greg Newsome out of Northwestern to help that secondary. Jets, again, with a lot of needs, but that's one of them they could fill. Steelers at 24. Steelers, they have a few things you could try to say. Ryan said running back earlier. You could try to get another edge rusher to fill the void for Bud Dupree. And there's also the one that I went with is with the offensive lineman kind of going away there. They can draft an offensive lineman to re-beef up that offensive line that was so good for a very long time. They go with Tevin Jenkins or Rodrigo Blankenship out of Oklahoma State to help that offensive line. At number 25, it is the Jaguars. And with this one, I feel like this is one that was mocked a lot. I think it's a good fit for them. I think they could really use him because he is a great player. Plus, my friend goes to this school. It is TCU's Trayvon Moehrig, the safety.
Just finished watching him today.
To the Jaguars. You like him?
I do, yes.
Jaguars worthy?
I think this is actually probably around the perfect spot for him to go.
Okay, we'll be kind of have him going to the Jaguars.
Around the spot. I don't know if it's a perfect team, but
now he's going to force it. Just kidding. No, we'll probably force it to not.
Yeah. Well, you would do the same thing if it was the other way.
That's true. All right, force.
I'll do it. If I think if he's there, I'll do it. But if he's not.
All right, 26 is the Browns. And so with getting an edge rusher to line up next to their Myles Garrett. Sorry, just checking my phone. They will probably not draft an edge rusher anymore, which is something a lot of people had him doing. So I feel like they can go to the linebacker position on this one, and someone that I like because of his name, and also just feel like he's an underrated prospect out of a smaller, not a huge football school, good basketball school. I got Jamin Davis. We still don't know how to say his name.
Jamin.
It is Jamin?
I think Jamin Davis.
Jamin Davis. Okay. We might know how to say his name.
Yeah.
I literally looked it up today because I'm going to start watching him tonight. Or search it up.
But he's out of Kentucky. A player that a lot of people might not know about. Didn't really play in huge SEC level football. But I feel like it's a pick that the Browns would like. I feel like it'd be something that could really help out their team. Like the Browns, I feel like adding a linebacker would really help that defense and that whole team. 27 is the Ravens. Now with the Ravens, I went back and forth on this one because I thought, okay, and we've had discussions here at the table about this. If you're the Ravens, I know you just got Sammy Watkins, but if you want a receiver, I mean, there's not many people who are going to be like Sammy Watkins who really want to go to the Ravens with Lamar Jackson at that quarterback position because like people like Kenny Galladay went there and talked to him, but obviously he didn't go there. He went to the Giants. But I don't think anyone's going to really want to go to the Ravens as a wide receiver because you're not going to get very many passes, and you want as a wide receiver you want to get passes. So opted out. Well, so they probably should go with a wide receiver, but I chose for them not to because I was trying to predict what they would do, and so I'd be going Azeez Ojulari, edge rusher out of Georgia. They have a good offensive or decent line right now, but they could use some help at the D line. And Azeez at 27 to the Ravens. 28. 5 picks left. It's the Saints. This one, God, my voice is going. Need some water. We'll get that after the video. This one's mocked a lot, and this could be of great help to them as well. If you are the Saints, it's Asante Samuel, quarterback out of Florida State. They could use some help in that secondary. That defense with Hendrickson gone is also kind of getting weaker too, so they could try to draft a linebacker if they wanted to try to replace him. go some different ways, but they still have a decent team now. Losing Drew Brees, it might take some steam out of that team, but don't count Jameis out yet. And by the way, it better be Jameis, not Taysom Hill. Please, I like Jameis. You guys see his speech that he had the other day?
Yeah, I saw part of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's
still eating W's too.
I was a number 1 overall pick, but then now I'm not playing. But I'm outworking everyone. Don't let anyone outwork you. And I like Jameis Winston.
Gotta earn it.
I hope that he can have a resurrection. Earn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get on the field, don't mess it up.
Yeah.
Earn it.
Earn it.
There's no guaranteed field days.
Yeah.
Well, there are. But not in the NFL.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's 3.
All right. 29 is the Packers, and all right. This is always a question when they get to the Packers. Are they finally going to draft a wide receiver?
There's a real
in the first round?
good choice here.
Really good choice. Huh?
Yeah. Yes. Tyler has it.
Packers here. They're going wide receiver.
Is it the right one?
I'm going Rondale Moore.
Whoa.
And I feel like this is more of a Packers pick.
Pun intended?
Why?
You said more. More of a Packers.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely intended.
Why not Kadarius Toney?
Yeah.
Don't worry. There's a reason I waited on Kadarius Toney.
Probably wanted to give him to the Chiefs.
You'll see.
Yes.
In a short time here. But with Rondale Moore, he's a smaller guy at a smaller school, and I feel like if anyone's going to bring the potential out of Rondale Moore, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. So I feel like it's a pick that the Packers would like. I feel like it's someone that Aaron Rodgers will work really well with just to play and also to improve as a player. And so that is why I produce Rondale Moore going to the Packers at 30. Bills, it's a tough one because they have a lot of things filled here, okay? But with the Bills, I thought of this one. I was like, yep, I got to stick with it. I think this would help because they just lost John Brown. And boys, here it is.
Oh, it's right here.
Wide receiver Kadarius Toney. Now, I probably would have had Toney higher going to the Packers, but I wanted him to go to the Bills because I feel like that would be cooler. And I have the ability to do that. So I can do it. And so Kadarius Toney to the Bills. Good receiver. I like what he'd be able to bring to that team. He's a faster, maybe a slot guy they could use. He could also be lined up outside as well. But more of an elusive guy, which I feel like Josh Allen could really use. And pairing up with Stephon Diggs would be a great duo. Chiefs at 31. We're almost done. We got 2 picks, including this one. 2 picks. And then we got 32. Chiefs at 31. As I've said already. And with this team, again, not many spots they need to fill. I mean, they were just in the Super Bowl. They have one of the most stacked teams in the league. But if you watch that Super Bowl game, you know that line was struggling a bit. That's probably the reason they lost that a lot. That's the reason they lost that game. And so I have them going offensive line. I feel like this player would be a fantastic fit in Kansas City. Blanked on the city for a second. It's Landon Dickerson of Alabama.
Yeah, I can see it.
I feel like this is a good spot for Landon Dickerson to go in the draft. I think he could really be a huge help on the interior of that offensive line. They really need help. And they could also try to move him to another position as well if they choose to do so. But didn't they lose Fisher?
Fisher and Schwartz.
Yeah, and Fisher was he a center?
I think they were both tackles that they cut. They were both missing for the Super Bowl. So yeah, the tackle need is still there, but like you said, they could move someone over. But they signed, they got Kyle Long out of retirement, and then obviously brought in Joe Thuney on that big deal. Yeah,
and so I feel like going offensive line would help out your, was it $50 million quarterback?
Well, I was going to say, how are you dividing it up? Like yearly?
Doesn't matter.
Then I think it's $50 million, but I don't know.
A lot of money.
One thing I would say about this is Kansas City is definitely a good place for him to land in.
Yeah.
You know, you almost landed that joke until your voice cracked.
I was too excited for it that the voice crack just struck right before the joke was coming.
Right, well, I'm excited for this next pick. It's the Buccaneers. And if you all remember the last year, pick number 32 was the Chiefs. And I had my guy going there, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Well, these guys know my guy in this draft. And that is Elijah Moore.
Yes.
Going at 32 to the Bucs. It was too iconic to not do it because I had Clyde, one of my favorite guys, going last pick of the first round last year. Got it right. And now Elijah Moore to the Bucs with the last pick. Now this isn't just a random throw.
One Elijah Moore game?
Yes.
Alabama played Ole Miss.
That's right. Exactly. But the reason I like Elijah Moore and if you've watched this channel before, I've explained it, as I can throw this on the ground now because I'm done with it. I also signed at the bottom, so it's official.
There you go.
I sent these guys a picture of me signing it, and a video of me actually signing it and commentating me signing it as well.
Look, I said it looked ready for the NFL Instagram. It looked like the player that just signed a contract. It was
I have it on my phone, and it's a great picture. But with Elijah Moore, if you don't know the story is, if you don't know, all three of us actually announce games at our respective schools. Me and Tyler go to one school, Ryan goes to another school, but we all announce games, whether right now we're doing football. But this was a basketball game before basketball season for high school is over. But I was announcing a basketball game, and the team we were playing had a Moore with the last name on their team. And for some reason, I kept wanting to say Elijah Moore, even though, I'll be honest with you, I had no idea who Elijah Moore was.
I had to tell him who he was.
Yeah. But I was like, okay, I know this name. Who is it? And then I go home and, shocker, I watched film that night. And they were playing Ole Miss. And Elijah Moore is in the game. I was like, that's who it is. Yeah. Elijah Moore. I knew him.
I was broadcasting the game with him. I'm like, did he really just say Elijah Moore?
Yeah, can we find that clip somewhere?
I'm sure we can.
Do you remember who you guys were playing?
Yeah, but that's the story on why I like Elijah Moore. It's too iconic not to put him in the first round here.
Yeah,
so as we threw away the mock draft, that is it for mine. I hope you guys liked it.
Yeah.
I think it's solid.
Yeah.
I think that
we all do heading into the draft, and then things happen.
They're never solid.
Last year was the Panthers that messed everyone up by passing on it.
I don't know if these guys. I don't know if these guys are going trades in there, but I feel like the thing that might have given me, I feel like putting like one or two trades in there kind of gives you a head up on other people who aren't putting trades, because when a trade actually happens in the draft, which I can probably tell you there's going to be one in the first round, I would assume, then it kind of messes up everyone's mock draft. So if you mock a trade, then it might like mess up your mock draft in the right way, where you might get a few picks right actually. And so that's why I chose to do trades.
I'm hesitant because last year it came back to bite me because everyone thought the Lions were going to trade down, and so like Detroit or the Dolphins or the Chargers were going to move up and get a quarterback, and that didn't happen, and everyone just stayed put. So that kind of bit me in the butt a little bit.
That's why I didn't do a huge one like that. Like this Washington and the Giants picking is not a huge one, and maybe Justin Fields will go before 11. I don't know. We'll see. As will all of you, because we're excited to be watching the draft on April something.
29.
Gotta love the 29th.
Oh, yeah, we
knew that was coming.
We do. Thank you all for listening to my mock draft. I hope you guys really liked it. I know I had such in-depth analysis for you guys. I mean, you really can't go anywhere else for anything this good. It was fantastic. I loved it. These guys were excited for it. Did it live up to the hype?
Yeah.
Well, it was good, but I told you to shoot for 25 minutes. We're pushing 40 at this point.
Oh.
Well, you just looked at that right now.
Well, to be honest, though, I mean, there's 32 picks, and I mean, I jumped over 1 and 2 pretty quickly. But when you're explaining, we'll give a minute to each, and I'm sure you'll do the same thing.
I'm gonna shoot for 25 minutes.
It's easier said than done, Tyler. I will say that.
We'll find out.
You have more to say about these guys.
That's a good segue. I do, but I'm gonna keep it shorter. That's a good segue because the next video is gonna be my final mock draft. After that, it's gonna be Ryan's final mock draft.
And that's going to be the draft.
And then the draft.
And then we'll all probably be very wrong, but hey.
Who cares?
I'm going to be right.
Yeah, Jordan doesn't watch any film, so it's a joke here at the touchdown table that he's going to be the most right when it comes to the mock draft.
And also
I've watched film.
Yeah.
He's lying to you.
He watched Alabama, 4 games at Alabama?
I've watched film, okay?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But I've also watched people play before, okay? Look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I haven't watched much film. When it's light outside, I want to get outside and get active. When it's dark outside, I'm usually doing stuff because I like to stay pretty busy. Sometimes I'll be watching YouTube because I got to catch up on my YouTube stuff because I got to watch all my stuff. Yeah. You need to know what I watch. I don't think I should tell you what I watch.
Don't do things, and I kind of don't do things. He definitely does things. Like, we find a way to get things done.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm still trying to do as much as I can. Plus, with announcing games at school too. I do watch film on actual high school games when I'm announcing because that actually means something too. Because I'm like talking about that specifically. You need to know about that specifically. Of course, watching film this video is long anyways. I could drag it on. No one's gonna be like,
dude, it's a 40-minute video.
No one's gonna be like, oh, dude, this video is 42 minutes. I mean, if it was 40, I'd watch it, but no. I mean,
people are already caught on this video. That's why you gave you your mock.
No, if there's someone here,
talk away.
If there's someone here right now, and I'm speaking to you from the heart, thank you. I really appreciate it.
That was very, that was very heartfelt.
we keep it simple here, okay? I appreciate you being here, as I do for every video. I'd be like this mock draft. But as I was saying, sorry I slacked on film. I don't regret it, but I'm still excited for the draft. And so, as a high school senior, I don't feel like it's my duty to sit in front of a screen and watch film for a long time. I know I love football, and if it comes to a point where it's my job and I have to do it, I do it, and I love it.
Yeah.
But I had other things I wanted to
But
do.
I get it. It's great. Like I like to get outside too, but like.
But here's the thing: if I started watching, I wouldn't be able to watch very many people anyways.
But you were saying that like a month ago.
What?
You said that we said that for a while.
Well, there was a stretch of time where I actually had no time to watch film.
Yeah.
And then there was a recent stretch of time where I did, and I was like, yeah.
If he can find time, we can.
I do more than him. Yeah. Okay. And he'll be free. He'll be free this week. So, yeah. Anyways. So.
Are we done?
You told me I could drag this out.
I kind of like this.
I think we can wrap it up now.
He's
honestly, getting cranky.
It's 10:21. I gotta end this video. I gotta go upstairs and I gotta watch
film.
Jameen Davis and someone else.
I need to watch film. My mock draft's already out.
Calvin Joseph.
Sorry.
Yes, that's right.
Mock's already out. I don't have to watch any film. But again, I apologize for not watching, but I'm not sorry.
Thank you guys for watching this video.
But I don't regret my decisions. I wish more people said that.
Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell. Go comment down below what you thought about Jordan's mock draft. Comment down below if you stuck around this long.
If you did, like I said, thank you.
Yes. So that's gonna wrap it up. Like I said,
would normally be, you're welcome. I love the video, and your picks are all gonna be.
Thank you for watching this video. Do what I said.
Again, thank you. Yeah.
Go check out our podcast and our Instagram, and with that, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.